And you have the latest Major League Soccer valuations. Who's feeling really good about themselves right now?
Well, Bob, right now, if you're Seattle, you're feeling very good about yourself. They're the top team on our list, worth $285 million. You know, soccer revenues very reliant on attendance. And if you look at the most valuable teams, they're almost all at the top of the league in attendance. Seattle's number one. They're worth $285 million. They have that cult-like following there on the West Coast. You know, they march from downtown right to the stadium, that fan group.
Is that maybe partly because they only have baseball and football to compete with the soccer?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. But also, you know, Portland does well out there. And, you know, they have a basketball team. You know, there's just something about that whole grunge music thing out there, I think.
You know, I don't know if I ever told you this, but a couple of years ago when I was out doing covering a Yankee series out there, they actually moved the Mariners game up to a day game to accommodate the Seattle Sounders at night because they get 40,000 fans. They're worried about traffic and parking.
Yeah, they're doing great. And the number 2 team, the LA Galaxy, they're also doing well. They have a record 5 MLS titles, so obviously there's big reason for the fans to support them. And they're also one of the few teams with a local TV deal of any significance, $5.5 million a year on average from Time Warner Cable.
And then one of the new kids on the block, relatively new, New York City Football Club is number 3, right?
Yeah, you know, New York's doing great. This is only their second season, and their brand has resonated very strongly, very quickly. I think the demographics, you know, playing their home games in the Bronx, a lot of soccer fans near there. If you look at the top-selling jerseys, 3, I think, of the top 10 are New York jerseys. So clearly a strong fan following.
Now, is some of the strength of these values based on the TV money? Because the TV money went up, right, for MLS?
Yeah, you know, I think they got a nice bump last year. The new deal averages $90 million a year versus $28 million a year in the previous deal. But I think even more than the actual dollars is with ESPN and Fox, the current networks that televise the games, the viewership, a lot more people get to see the games, and a lot more households than NBC Sports. So I think that exposure is also helping significantly. And league-wide, attendance was up 13%, which I think is a great sign.
Yeah, that is absolutely great. And they want to expand now, right? What's the plan going forward for MLS?
You know, it's unbelievable. You know, if you would have asked me 5 years ago, I would have said no way they could be getting these expansion prices. New York paid $100 million. Then after that, the second LA team, which you and I have talked about, $110 million. So now we're going to have 3 teams starting by 2019, I believe it is, and possibly a 4th if David Beckham can get that new stadium down in Miami. Then they're going to want to add, I think, 4 more teams after that in the next few years, at least have them sold. And I'm hearing they may go for as much as $200 million, and a minimum, maybe 120, 130 million. So, you know, the values keep going up. And if you look at the player salaries, they're increasing. The salary cap is up. The top-earning players are earning significantly more now than they were just a few years ago. So it shows there's real revenue coming into the MLS.
All right.